yeah, he knew, and they probably lived and because they were in Oklahoma, which probably is a common like a community property state.
He knew he couldn't get out of there.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna lose all this shit dealing with this bitch and these damn lions and tigers and bears. Oh
Damn.
my, I'm just gonna die.
Man, damn.
At
So
least for
last up, I'm gonna play this clip here for everybody. It's I'm just gonna let y'all listen to it. It is of a radio show where a woman talks about this. I'm just gonna play it for y'all. All right, so
listen, you guys. So here's the DM, okay? It says basically, hey, Didi, don't say my name because I don't want to tear my family apart just yet, okay? It says, my uncle died, and I was in charge of cleaning out his apartment because my mom and dad, they live out of town. When they came in town for the funeral, he was saying they don't have time to clean out his uncle's apartment. So he says, I found some old DVDs while cleaning out his apartment. He said, I took them home to get a good laugh. He said they were porn DVDs that he takes home. He said, I took them home because I thought my girlfriend and I could get a good laugh. He says, well, it's a big mistake. Number one, they were tapes of him. And he says that was totally gross to see a younger version of my uncle banging out chicks. But then he says, number two, he realized that one of the chicks was his mom. Yes. Okay. Well, he says, yes, my mom and uncle at one point had sex, right? And he says they taped it, and he's like, wow. He goes on to say, I'm not sure if this was before my dad came along, but since they were brothers, my dad had to be around somewhere. He says, I know this was in the 90s because on the TV in the background, it had Arsenio Hall show on. So he says, Didi, I'm disgusted. Should I confront my mom and say I've seen this sex tape? Do I ask my dad about it and tell him, or does he take it to the grave? What do y'all think he should do?
In this clip that y'all listened to, as y'all heard, basically a dude found out his mom and his dad's brother were having sex. He found the DVD of the sex tape. And he was asking, what should he do? As you can hear in there, what should he do? Hey man, you gotta ride that out, man. Like you shouldn't. There's no purpose in saying nothing.
Why do people that be messing around on the low be filming shit? And you
this before you didn't know people was gonna if this is on DVD, so he didn't think it wasn't accessible. You think like, oh, this in the back cut in the right part of the closet, up under my jacket, up under the mattress. Like that's the extra mattress. So he didn't think nobody was gonna find this shit, but he passed away. He was helping clean out his crib.
It just doesn't make sense to me. Like it's not even about somebody finding something. You just never know. Like we all know at some point we got an exit day, right? We just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I am just thinking that it's something like that. Come on now. Come on. Like what is and I get it, but I wonder, I'm gonna be honest. They probably was, ooh, you want to know what's crazy? Is that he really probably mad because he questioning his paternity.
Ooh, shit. I didn't even think about that part. Because his mom and dad are still married. Everything. This is from like the late 90s.
Like, and I can't believe that brother recorded that. That's because can you imagine like having that? You would pretty much have to be somebody's slave, having that and holding it, being able, because you can use that as blackmail. Because you have it recorded.
But it's not really blackmail. It's not really blackmail when we both in the dirt. So she probably was like, well, you would be implicated too. It's not like you're an outside person that can do that. That's your brother. Like shit. Yeah. So you in the doghouse too. So that's probably why she thought it was all good. And she got away with it as far as we know right now.
I would like to know, like, we gotta keep track of these stories and circle back and see like what happens. Because to me it just doesn't make, I just wouldn't, I don't know. But see, and it would still be crazy because even if, since the uncle is dead, it was still the DNA test, even if he tried to swab the daddy and swab them out,
that
it
his
would still
family
be
still,
enough markers where it would still say, yeah, that's your daddy. Like, like it's not the other person.
because the DNA is gonna be too close because they're brothers.
It's gonna be too close because they brothers, unless they got different daddies or something or different mamas. Yeah, it's too close. Man, that's fucked up.
Dude, and the thing about that, you sitting there watching, he thinking it's regular stuff on these DVDs, like family stuff, do whatever. You pop this in, and your mom is popping on a handstand with your uncle. It's two levels to it. One, your mom is on a sex tape. That's the first thing finding out. Then the second thing is when you veer up and you see, no, he said it. He said he saw his uncle in a sex tape. He's like, oh, this is crazy. And then he sees that it's his mom. So you got two layers of craziness.
Why you watching shit that's like blank anyway? Like you kind of was asking for this information.
So you say because it was that, but what if it said family BBQ on there, like from 97?
It wouldn't say nothing like that because that would just because that gives it access to anybody, but damn.
You think it's probably a blank DVD? It's probably blank.
I think it's just probably blank. Or he probably thought, or maybe he found it in the case of like a porno, and then thought it was,
the real thing
presents whatever, and it ain't, and it's your uncle, and then you skip ahead and you like, what the fuck?
That's my mama.
Cause like, okay, I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Because the moment I saw that this was homemade, I would probably be inclined to just hit stop.
Yeah, as soon as I saw like the date and the time on there, like
I'm like, okay,
hey, hold your leg up right there, Celia.
And so I'm hitting stop because I don't know who, like, I don't want to see nothing else because I just don't want to know.
And I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think, but maybe he wanted to see his uncle, and maybe he's like, man, I'm gonna see my uncle put in some work.
That's weird.
I know it's weird as fuck, but I'm just trying to think about a possibility of like him, like, damn, maybe he's like, man, look at my uncle putting in work. Oh, hold up, that's my mama. And I don't know if he didn't really talk if it was before, after, when this was, or whatever. But man,
fucked up, man.
He's sitting in heaven like that's on y'all. He's sitting in heaven like that's on y'all.
Yeah, because you went through my shit, like, and I get it, but it's like, why are you even going through your uncle's stuff? Like, I mean, and I get it, people pass away, people, like, but does he not have kids? Did he not have a girlfriend? Why are you doing this? Was it, like, and I know what that's like to have to do that, right? I had to help my mom do that when my cousin passed. And so, because it was like nobody else, like, unfortunately, like to do it, right? And I was just like, yeah, like it wasn't terrible. Like it wasn't like, oh my God, or anything like that, where it was like embarrassing or like humiliating. But it was just like, damn, like, I got some sex toys. Like, I'm thinking about this now. Like,
and if you pass away, like, I gotta go through Dom's stuff, and you got the.
Could you imagine somebody going through your phone, like, afterwards, like, seeing what messages? Like, what if you had a day where you was mad at your sibling, and you said something to like Doja or Sleepy or Adrian about your brother, and it was like, but you was mad.
And that's the last thing I text.
That's fucked up.
Fuck that nigga. That's the last thing. And then, you get into a car accident right afterwards.
That's fucked up. But we know
this is similar. We don't know how his uncle died. It could have been something like that, though. And I was like, damn, they finna clean out I wonder if he in the escalator to heaven, like, oh shit, they finna clean out my crib. Hey, God, can you do your little magic and erase that DVD? That's my only wish. Don't we get 3 wishes like a genie?
Do your magic and erase that. Nah, God be like, listen, I do a lot of shit, but you did a lot of shit.
No, don't we get 3 wishes?
Unless you up here, you on your own. They be
don't we get 3 wishes when we get to heaven? Like this is I only want one. Just erase that. My nephew is walking into the house right now. Watch. I need this to be erased.
You are silly. You are
like
silly.
right now. Jesus, can you talk to your daddy? Talk to him.
Boy, get off my phone. Get off my phone.
Talk to him. Erase this, please.
Man.
Okay, Mary, can you plead with these other people? You start pleading with everybody in heaven. Like just plead. Joseph.
He's like, look
here, man. You've been here a long time.
I ain't even that man real daddy. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah, look, and you believe in miracles. You obviously had a son that you believe is yours, is not yours. So can you talk to them? I'm not the first person to ask for this. I'm sure I'm not the first brother to ask for this. I'm sure there's a line of brothers with DVDs with some situations they want erased.
Like, I am done with your shenanigans. This is just disgusting. Like, it's just disgusting all around, to be quite honest.
It is.
So,
What would you do if with your dad you had it was a DVD with your dad and some random woman?
I'm not putting it because the way my mind, I don't even want to know. Like, you know,
so if it was a DVD, just DVDs there, you wouldn't even watch it?
Especially if they were blank. I'm like, don't watch that shit. You don't even want to know. Like, it could be something weird on there. Like, don't even do that shit. Like, I remember one time I found like a box of condoms in my dad's car, and I was just like, ugh. I'm glad you're protecting yourself and making sure that I remain the baby, but like still, ugh.
How old were you when you found them?
Was that like in middle school or high school?
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah. So I was like old enough to know what it was, what was happening. Yeah. I just and like it's funny because like I remember my sister bought like the ancestry kit, but she never turned it in, right? So you know they give you the option to see if you have like other matches, siblings, or something like that. And she's like, I would never check that just because I would just never want to know. Daddy got some other kid out there. I was just like, girl, who gives a fuck? Like,
we grown now.
Yeah, I'm like, we are grown. Like, it's whatever.